Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to take a look at our Vermibag Max. This is part of the series that I've been going through, and each day we're trying to check on one of our bins. We had our trash can tote, then our urban worm bag 2, and now our Vermibag. We're trying to run all these systems as similarly as possible to see how well they do. The urban worm bag has been doing a great job. The trash can system has been doing pretty good, but it seems to be falling behind a little bit, but it is a smaller footprint. And now we've got the Vermibag Max, which has also been chewing through a ton of food like the urban worm bag. I think the surface area might be a little bit bigger in it. It's really close. And we've had some of a fruit fly problem in there, but I did add pine shavings the last time to see if that would help mitigate it. We're going to try to see how they're doing for that. And we're probably going to give it another really large feeding because this system is just moving so well through this material. Now, if you're looking to purchase any of these systems, remember I do have links down below, and please take a look at them if you're looking to purchase one of these. Now with that, let's go take a look at the Vermibag Max. All right, here we are. We're about to open this up. As I said, I have had some issues with fruit flies, and it has been, I think 17 days. So I am going to bring out my hose here. We're going to see what we find in here when we open it up. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on because I guarantee almost that we're going to have fruit flies in here. So let's open it up and check and see how we're doing. All right, there was quite a few in there. I don't know how many. There's a couple that jumped out right away, right as soon as I opened it. I did knock over my little trap here, and this does seem to be working pretty well. I don't know if you can see in there, but there are a good amount of bugs in there. That does need to be refreshed. There's not much left in there. It's almost dried out. Let's go ahead and take this off. Oop, there's even more here. Hold on, I'm going to grab this again. I can still see some in there along the surface, but they'll get plowed in or they'll fly away. I'm not too worried about it. But as you can see right here, you can see an easy oval from where it was wet and where it's dry on the sides. And I see a couple more actually climbing out here on the side. Let me just get those two. I wonder if some of these aren't quite ready to fly away yet. But they tend to go up towards the outsides and stay on these edges here all around the outside. And that's where they kind of go to. So I'm going to just open this up all the way. Zoom you in here just a little bit like that. And let's start digging in here and seeing how this system is doing and seeing how the food is. Because that's really the question. We're still going to add food. As you can tell, I'm not getting fruit flies in my basement really. So this is working still very well. As far as actually, by the way, there are some worms in here too. If you can see those. Right there, the worms are still going into these pine shavings. I really thought that they'd stay down lower, but with it being wet, they're probably like, yeah, there's stuff there. I'll just go ahead and go get it. So we're going to slowly kill all those on the side there, pull this out of the way. And I'm not going to stop feeding these systems. I've done that in the past. I just don't like doing that anymore. I really like to keep them going. But you can see right here, there is some food left over. Actually, I think this might be where some of the fruit flies are coming from. This mango peel right here. And, that's just... one of the things that can happen with these is that you get some fruit left over and you start working at it. Oh, we got an avocado shell right here. It just rips right apart. Look at that. You can see inside there, it looks like there's a... I don't know if you can see inside there or not. The light's a little low. Should have moved the lights up a little higher, but there's some, it looks like some bugs in there maybe, but looks like that's okay. And then we got our pit in here. Got some worms. The pit feels kind of soft. But they're slowly making their way through this avocado here too. And you can see there's a whole bunch of worms in there. So they're doing a good job on this. Pit's nice and soft too. We're going to rip that apart. Just leave that in here. Let's dig over here a little bit. See what we have. We've got a mango seed. Got some more small worms on there. But it looks like the majority of the food is gone. We had a little bit of a pumpkin plant growing in here, and looks like the majority of stuff though on this side is gone. Material here looks really good. We still have a lot of the paper left and of course the pine shavings, but the worms are really starting to work at this material and it looks really good. I just wish we could get rid of these fruit flies in there, but you know what? You do what you can do when you can do it. So now let's move this back over to this side here. Just take a look over here. And, I mean, you can just see, you reach in here, you get tons and tons of worms. Look really good. We've got some coffee grounds here that they still need to work through. Overall, though, it looks like the majority of food in here is gone. I mean, most of it is just this fantastic looking soil. That's almost ready to be used in the garden once we harvest it. But it looks really, really nice in here. And these pine shavings actually be really good, I think, for the system as well. Once they do break down, or even if they don't. Oh, hold on, is this something right here? No, that's just another piece of mango. Those mango peels are taking a while to break down. I think they're, when they're together like this, they're sort of had like a plastic coating over them that take a while to break down. We could just see in here, I mean, look how nice and dark and rich this material is. I mean, especially compared to the pine shavings. Hopefully they're okay and easy to see. It's hard to tell how the camera's going to adjust for this, but they look fantastic. Let's just dig over here in this corner a little bit too. Again, some pine shavings. We got some, this is a mango seed. Looks like you got a mango seed over here. But other than that, all the food is gone. I mean, they ate everything that's in here pretty much, except for a couple coffee grounds and some mango and avocado. So we're going to go ahead and fold all this back over. Mix it up here. Now, I think we're going to try some Dolomite, or I'm sorry, not Dolomite and Diatomaceous earth around the outside, because these guys really like to crawl up around the outside, and that stuff can actually kill fruit flies when it's dry. And if we see that it's drying up around this outside area, so we're going to spray it all we can in there, and hopefully they'll crawl over and die, because I'm seeing more and more come out of here as we go. And, you know, I really want to try to get rid of them if I can. I can't say that it's a guarantee, but we can at least try it. So with that, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add food. And again, we're going to add 2 large containers of food here. I know a lot of you are really fascinated by these large feedings, but this is, I still feel this is the easiest way to do it. It's just kind of save it up and then give a large dose of food. So this one's not quite as filled as the other ones have been, but that's okay. The other one I think is chock full. So again, we've got some coffee grounds. Got what looks like some pepper. A lot of coffee grounds and tea grounds in this one. So here's tea grounds right there. We have some blackberries. I don't get these too often. Normally we finish those off before they can go bad. I think there were some bad ones that were in the container when we opened it. Sorry, just trying to kill some of the fruit flies as I see them. And let's see, we got some more coffee grounds. Lots of coffee grounds in this one. We got an apple in here, or an apple core. We've got a tea bag over here. We've got banana peels, another tea bag. This one was dumped pretty, I think this one was actually filled in pretty recently into the system. All right, when I say system, I actually mean my freezer down here in the basement. Got more pepper right here. It's a pepper or a squash. And then coffee grounds. So I'll break these apart a little bit here. There we go. And a tea bag on that as well. So we got some stuff in here. I had some grapes too in a grape stem. These things take a long time to break down, but they will break down in a worm bin over time. And if they don't the first time, throw them in again, they'll break down the second time. All right, so that's it for that one. Now here comes, this one's a lot more full. This one is pretty packed here. It's still pretty frozen too, because this one is in the bottom. I've been trying to empty out some of the ones that have been sitting around for a while instead of just the fresh ones that have been sitting on top. So this one's really, really frozen here, as you can see. Again, this one also has some peppers in it, some banana. Got this nice little ice here on the bottom. Banana, some apple core. Celery, no, I'm sorry, that's lettuce. Apple core. Some tea bags again. Banana peels, of course. Bananas. Coffee grounds, tea grounds on the top there. Another apple core. Apple core right there. Lots of apples in this one, I think. All right, banana peels. If I can get them off, there we go. All right, this one's really frozen together. I should have smashed this one against the side a little bit harder before I put it in here. There we go. There's some coffee grounds and the banana peels. It looks like this is just banana peels, coffee grounds, and 1 apple core left over, or 2 apple cores left over at the end here. There we go. Just trying to break this apart a little bit more. It's really frozen together. But this will probably heat up in the center here. Look at that. We can peel these banana peels off a little bit, break them up. By the way, the other thing I've noticed is that I throw in a lot of banana peels, These stems have also been disappearing a little bit in here, much faster than I expected. I find some every once in a while, but I mean, you can see how many banana peels I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'll find like 1 or 2 stems now. I'm not finding like, you know, dozens of them like you would expect. So they're really going through this stuff fast, and they're really chowing down on these peels. All right, there we go. Got that apple core off, and I think we'll just leave these coffee grounds here. And we'll dump our stuff on top of this here. So I think next part of this is, of course, adding in. By the way, also for everyone, just so you know, the smaller you have this stuff ground up, the faster it'll go. If I was grinding it, this stuff would be disappearing even faster. Now, as usual though, I'm going to put on my mask. All right, so I've got an N95 mask on. If you're working with any type of grit, I suggest you do the same. We've got our crushed crab and eggshell. You can see the puff of smoke come off of it there. And we're going to go ahead and load this up. There we go. We've got our nice grit in there. Again, keeping the mask on. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add our cardboard. So this cardboard is pre-soaked. I've got it sitting here in a container ready to go. There might be some water that comes out with it. That's perfectly fine. So it looks like it might not be quite as wet as I thought. I thought I rotated it enough, but maybe not. So adding this wet material on top, get everything nice and saturated so that way the worms can work up into this as well. Actually, it looks like we're going to have to add more cardboard than this even. Cover that top up. By the way, I've also been trying to work to fill this system up. I keep debating on harvesting it. I think I've said I'm going to harvest it a couple times, but I've been trying not to because I'd like to get it a little higher. We're about 3 to 4 inches from the top. I was hoping I could get it kind of up there a little bit more. All right, we're going to have to add some more cardboard. We didn't quite cover everything. I do have some dry cardboard I always keep to the side. Hold on, I'm going to throw a little bit more in this container since there's still some water left in here so we can get it wet. But I'm going to throw some drier cardboard on top here. I always have buckets of cardboard ready to go because I want to cover everything. I thought I had a little bit more cardboard in that container. I might need 2 containers of cardboard for this system. All right, now I did have a little bit left of the water in here. Just trying to soak that into this cardboard that's in there. And then we'll just go ahead and dump this in as well. There we go. There we go. Now, I think I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I think I am going to add a layer of pine shavings. Let me grab those. And the reason why I'm doing this is just to kind of keep it consistent, but also I noticed the outside was very, very dry. So I'm going to go ahead and add in a couple handfuls of this in here, right along this outside edge. The idea being that really what I want to do is throw the Dolomite and the Diatomaceous earth on that. Hopefully that'll stay dry and they'll run over that and they'll break their exoskeletons open and that'll kill them from that way. And they have to run across this because they can't run across anywhere else. So, but this material is nice and dry and that'll hopefully dry out the Diatomaceous earth and the Dolomites. That way it really does actually affect them and not just allow them to slough it off as something that's dry. All right, there we go. Now, next thing is the Dolomite here, and I've got my bag of Dolomite. Again, if you're looking to purchase any of this stuff, you can go on worldofcompost.com, and I have links. And again, I'm wearing my mask for this, so because this is definitely getting up in the air. I'm being very careful not to breathe this stuff in by wearing a mask. And I'm just kind of shaking this on right from the bag very generously. All right, now with that, close that bag up if I can. There we go. Now we're going to grab some of my Diatomaceous earth. Right here, food grade Diatomaceous earth. This is a huge bag. It's available on Amazon. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to spread a whole bunch of this around that outside perimeter. And this stuff, you really don't want to breathe this stuff in, guys. I'm really being honest here. I know I've had multiple people say the same thing. This stuff is nasty to get in your lungs. You don't want to breathe it. I think this bag actually is a little bit wet. I'm putting on a whole lot here around these corners. Corners especially. I've got a ton of this stuff. I'm not really worried about using it all up, but grab a little bit more. I just sprayed myself with it there. There we go. Now, by the way, I did this with the gloved hand too, so I wouldn't get it all over my hands. Got some stuck in here. There we go. Again, I'm just keeping my mask on. I'm not taking my mask off. Got some on there as well. Because it's flying around like crazy in here. Let me shut that bag as well. All right. Put that away. Now, last part of this is putting our top back on. And we didn't really talk about this, but there was some stuff stuck to the top, but nothing major. There was some moisture. Overall, it looks pretty good. Now we're going to go ahead and put this back down. Now, I don't really have enough room to put my trap back in, so we're going to go ahead and leave this out. And we're going to call this a day and cover this up now. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you have any comments on this, please let me know as well. As I said, I'm being very careful. I am wearing a mask that is filtering all this out. I will not actually take this off until I am upstairs because I don't want to get any of this stuff in my lungs. It'll settle down in here. And then at that point, when I come back down, it should all be settled on the ground. It'll actually vacuum it up with my shop vac and my other vacuums that I have. So with that, thank you for watching. Again, if you have any questions, leave a comment down below.